I'm alive. I have no idea if you guys can hear me. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I'm in Bryant Park today. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? There's the park. Way down that way. Right behind me is the public library. Over to that direction, that way, way down that way is Grand Central. And Times Square is way down that way. So I'm right in the heart of it in the city, in Bryant Park. And I had a tour this morning that I picked up for somebody else. And I have a tour at 1 o'clock. So I've got a whole hour and a half to go before I have to go to my next job, which is my tours. I'm not working for other people, it's my tours. But I wanted to just touch on a couple of things. So I'm 5 months out. I didn't do a video last week because I was really going through some emotional shit. First of all, the weight loss has slowed down and my bad eating habits have picked up. And what I mean by that is that there hasn't been a lot of thought into what I'm going to create for dinner or creating other than my protein shakes that I drink, almond snacks that I bring with me, or the protein bars that I get. So I usually use Premier Protein, and which is what basically everybody uses. And even today, you know, I had a 30-gram of protein bar, and I have a snack bar, Premier Protein. I am not a fan of the chocolate peanut butter. I really like the dark almonds better than I like the peanut butter, just because the peanut butter is so salty and it makes me thirsty, and then I end up being thirsty. So I don't really do that. But I just wanted to stuff going on emotionally. I'm not as upset that the weight loss has slowed down, other than the fact that I can basically eat anything I want. And what I mean by that is a couple of days ago, we had some chicken wings, and you know, yay protein, but it's fried and covered in sauces. And I try to be a lot more manageable in the fact that if I don't eat very much during the day, like my protein shake in the morning is less than 200 calories, or maybe it's around 200 calories. This Premier Protein bar is another 290 calories. So that's already 500 calories. So for dinner, I should be having another 500 calories, right? Chicken wings, I'm sure, have more than 500 calories. So, you know, so then I'm just oh, I'm splurging, but then I also stress eat. So we've been stressed out about money. My husband is still looking for a job. We are finally getting some nibbles with the dog walking business. Tourism has slowed down in the city, and so, you know, people are going back to school and other things, and it's just okay, so there needs to be more money coming in. And so my husband and I argue, and then it's all right, so then I'm, you know, okay, I need a glass of wine. And yeah, I have alcohol. I've had glasses of wine, because straight alcohol that I used to drink, like whiskey or anything like that, it goes right through me now. If you guys have ever thought about having a drink, and I don't know if I've mentioned this in the past videos, I'm sure I have, but if you've ever thought about drinking alcohol after having the gastric bypass, you know, it's not going to last as long as you think it's going to last. It burns very quickly because your stomach is smaller and your intestines are smaller, so everything just gets absorbed very quickly. And that for me is just what's the point, you know? I need if we're going to be at a party and it's 4 hours long, I'd like to be drinking along with everybody else. So I stick to wine because I know it's higher in sugar, but it's also slower as a burn. And which means that it's a little bit harder to get off. But I do try to be mindful of my walking and my drinking, and then when you're getting upset that you don't have money to pay your bills, and you stress eat and you eat the wrong things and you're drinking the wrong things, the weight's just gonna not come off. It hasn't it hasn't, I haven't gained weight, but it hasn't also like dropped either. And I know it's because of my eating pattern. So you guys just don't do it. Like, it's easier for me to say it than do it, but it's just like, if you really, I'm in a place where I'm actually starting to see the changes in my body. I'm actually in a place where I'm like, oh my gosh, my boobs are actually smaller, and I can see my stomach, and I can see my I couldn't see my before. You know, and like, I'm like, that's what it looks like. Okay, you know, and I'm like looking at my legs, like I'm starting to have a gap in my legs. I can cross my legs. Like, there's all these new changes that are happening. And I'm feeling really proud, but I'm also feeling like, you know, I could be doing more. I could be going to the gym. I could be exercising more. I could be lifting. I could be, you know, doing some weights. And it's like the stress of life has slowed me down instead of invited me to go out there and change the freaking world. And like, so I'm 5 months down, 95 pounds down, with another 100 to go, or so, because I was hoping to get to at least 180 or something. So I guess maybe 110 more pounds to go. But yeah, I'm 5 months out, and it seems like that's like a big deal, but I'm really kind of just back to where I was when I was in college, and I know I could do better. So my advice to everybody watching is, just because the scale doesn't move doesn't mean that you're not moving. I am moving. I am seeing changes. I actually got out of the train yesterday and was walking to work into Times Square from Bryant Park, and it's a 5-7 minute walk, like less than 7 minutes, 5 minutes. And I actually found myself saying to myself, I choose to be happy. Even though I'm stressed out, even though I've got all these problems, I choose to be happy. I'm choosing to be happy. I'm choosing to take more initiative, to try to make better choices. And, you know, it's hard, but we got goals, right? Like, we have these goals, and I had the surgery, and people still say to me when I tell them what had happened, that was a major surgery. How could you have just done that and not thought about the consequences? And aren't you worried about like your body and what you're going to have to go through for the rest of your life? And it's like, yeah, I made that choice. I really didn't have a choice. Like, you know, I had insurance that covered it, and I was going to not get any better, you know? Hey, Lucy, how are you? Thank you. Yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm just trying to share what I've learned with all of you guys, because this is, I think, that part where it's like, okay, 5-6 months, you're good, excellent. This is that, you know, that time when it's like, you know, this is when people start to give up. You know, they don't get the weight loss off right away. They start to cheat on their diets. They start to reevaluate their life and decide if they really wanted this or not wanted this, and you know, and that's what I'm feeling. And could I be happy with what I weigh now? Yeah, probably, because this is what I've been all my life. I've never been a normal size, but I can feel myself changing. I can feel my mentality changing. I can feel kind of a weight of responsibility for myself for probably like the first time ever, especially since now I'm married, and you know, Damon and I want kids someday, and it's like, I don't want to have to chase after my kids with this body. Like, I want to be better, you know? My sister Becky, you got to remember you've been through a lot in the last year, and a couple missteps are bound to happen. Just believe in yourself. Take time. Aw, I love you too. Thank you. I know, and I've been through a lot this year, so it's kind of like I've gotten to a point where I'm just like, oh my God, when is this shit gonna stop hitting the fan? Like, what else is there to, you know, it's October almost, you know, and I don't know. I know I'm gonna be busy. October, I get a lot of bookings and for ghost tours and things like that, so I'm excited about that. I'm also excited about pumpkin spice lattes from Starbucks. I know I shouldn't be excited about it, but here it is. And some ideas that I'm still racking around in my brain about how I wanted to get my program out to the world. But that's all I really wanted to share with you guys. You know, we're making deliberate choices. We made this deliberate choice to have this surgery, and every single day you have to hold yourself accountable. And you also, like my sister said, be lenient with yourself. If I have a glass of wine, I'm not sitting there beating myself up over it. But, you know, at the same time, I'm like, do I really need that? Like, is it really going to help me? Is eating these chicken wings going to make me feel any better about myself tomorrow? You know, like the mentality of like, in the next 24 hours, is this really what I want out of my life? And I think that's really all we can do. That's my advice. That's my wisdom of 5 months into the gastric bypass surgery. 95 pounds down, still rocking the protein shake, still rocking. I've moved on to eating almonds. I'm sharing these later today with a group. This is a very big bag. Do not think that I'm eating all of this, but I have a whole Ziploc bag full of some almonds I'm gonna take to a meeting. I'm taking a class right now. Okay, Lucy says, I've lost 30 pounds because I'm eating better and swimming every day, so I'm nearly at my 5% loss, and the surgeon should hopefully talk to me next week. That's awesome, Lucy. Good job. See, even like it's like the little things. It's like, you don't think the 5% is a lot, but that's a lot, you know? And it's like, once you start getting into the habits and you start like taking more time to like actually look in the mirror, like I don't know if I told you guys this in the past video or not, but I finally like pulled out mirrors and hung them on the wall. Hung the mirrors where I could see myself. Oh, and almost every week I'm having to throw out another piece of clothing because it's too big. So it's like when you step back and you look at what you've accomplished, and I don't know if you guys weigh yourselves every day, but I weigh myself almost every day. And I track my progress not only in my FitnessPal and on the Baritastic app, but I also like step up onto the scale, look at the weight, mark it down in the morning, and then I can look at the month as a reflection, and I look at the whole month, and I go, huh, August, okay, I lost 11 pounds that month. That's pretty successful. September, I've only lost 2. It may only be 2 pounds, but that's 2 pounds less than I was a while ago. So I don't know. I guess this is when they say the honeymoon phase is sort of worn off. I think the honeymoon phase is sort of worn off, but I'm also kind of like, oh, Lucy says, I'm really happy you can see me being smaller for the first time in forever. Aw, thank you. And you said I'm an inspiration. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's all I can really try to share with you guys, since we're not in the same room and I can't hug you. I can just jump on the camera and tell you what's going on. So that's what's going on with me. Hell, I'd eat all the almonds. I know, we like almonds, right? They're so good. It's just because when we get to the class, it starts at 6 and it goes till 8:30. And some of these tour guides have been like running around the city, and they probably didn't even have time to stop for lunch, or they have a day job, so they didn't have dinner. And we're not necessarily like sitting around eating pie, so I figured the next healthier thing would be something that I actually eat. So that's, I don't eat them all the time, but I thought I'd bring some to share with the class, right? Gotta share with the class. Okay, so checklist of things I'd just share with you. Let's see, weight loss has slowed, honeymoon phase is sort of phasing out. I'm weighing myself almost every day still, just to keep myself held accountable. I decide if I'm going to eat something, if I really can eat it and afford to eat it, because I'll either be active the next day or I'm working out or something to sort of balance the calories. So at that second thought would be, if I eat this, can I burn it off in the next 24 to 48 hours? And I hope that what I'm saying inspires you guys and brings you happiness, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have. Feel free to post it in the comments below, or send me a message in the YouTube, or on Facebook. I'm on Facebook. Find me on Facebook. let me know that you were watching my videos and you want to be friends. And I'll share with you all my tips and strategies and all that fun stuff. So anyway, thanks Lucy and Becky for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you're new and you're watching me, I say hello and welcome you to follow me and subscribe. And you know, I hope that you watched my playlist of my bariatric surgery and my stories. You really are, Becky says, you really are an inspiration. It's a privilege to be your sister, and I know that our father and sister are both. Thanks. You know, I can only hope. I hope they think so. All right, I got work to do. I gotta get over into that library back there and go get some work done. But I don't know if I can go in there with my Starbucks. Maybe I'll just sit out here for a while. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. I'll talk to you maybe next week, hoping. And sorry I didn't get on last week. I just was not in a really good place, and I'm feeling better now. We're good. Keep going. You're doing great, and see you soon. Thanks, Lucy. I hope to see you soon, too. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.